Hi,
Hello, Nana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Amazing. Good to see you.
Good. I'm doing good. I know
Are
we were
you?
trying to reach out to each other,
Oh,
but
but that's
yeah, it is
okay.
good to
See,
see
it
you.
works. It works.
Yeah, it works. It is my very first time doing a live stream on Instagram. I'm still
Oh,
trying to
so
figure out
cool.
how it works, but it works.
But you're a technical guy. You know far more about this stuff than I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's not rocket science, but yeah, it is good to see something new. How's
Yeah,
everything? All
yeah.
good?
Oh, yes, all good. I'm so glad that we're finally talking. I think we've known about each other for a very, very long time.
Yeah. But I don't think we ever met or we had any.
Never, never. But I remember, I think from the Twitter days, because there never were a lot of people on Twitter. So whoever was there, you kind of knew that, oh yeah, because nobody else had those names in those days. Things have changed. Do you still use Twitter?
Yeah, I do. I think I mean, I joined, I think in 2007. I think it was around same time when you joined. I think I
Yeah,
saw your post somewhere that you're probably one of the first Indian
yeah.
to join Twitter.
Yeah, it was a really cool data point. Everyone used to be like, oh my God, you're the first Indian on Twitter. And I was like, huh, but it's not really an accomplishment. It's just a data point. It just happened like
Exactly.
that.
But
Yeah, this
mm,
Livemint just did a newspaper piece. So they interviewed me for that you were the first Indian on Twitter. So what is going on? How have things changed? And I'm like, yeah, 20 years. I barely use the platform. Actually, after the interview, I've now started using it
mm,
again. I haven't been on Twitter for more than a year now otherwise.
right. I mean, even I don't really use it a lot. It is mostly a place where I just post stuff. So we actually, write, stuff online, or if you have to promote something, we just post it there. I don't really have a lot of
Yes.
followers, but I don't really get into the engagements or discussions on Twitter.
Yeah, same. So what platform do you guys use these days? Like, where is your main focus?
Well, it is mostly YouTube, mostly, but
Ah,
we are not really doing it like a lot. But mostly it is YouTube
okay.
or
So
LinkedIn.
think
LinkedIn is,
on
of course, where
LinkedIn.
we have to be there.
Yeah. And your background has always been coding. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yeah. I mean, this is essentially what we do. I mean, if you drill down, but uh, I run a company. I run a software company, and coding is, of course, part of it.
Of course, yeah. And how did you get to London? Because you studied at IIT Delhi, right?
I was at IIT Delhi, but I was there for only 6 months. I had to
Oh,
drop out,
okay.
but I did my engineering from Delhi, and then I tried for masters. Then I tried few things. I worked for a few companies, and eventually, I got an offer to move to the UK, and then I moved to the UK. That was 10 years ago, long time back.
Oh, so you've been there for 10 years now. Wow. So how was the shift? Do you remember how you felt when you moved the first time and how you've adapted to it? I'm asking because I am still new to Australia and I've traveled abroad, but I've never lived
Mm.
abroad. So I'm just trying to find some kind of relatable content.
Yeah, it was definitely different, especially if you are, like for example, if you are in India, and India is, of course, a really different country. For me, it was definitely different. It was wonderful, to be honest. I really enjoyed. It was challenging, but overall, I don't really think it was it was a bad experience, because some people, they actually feel really bad in the beginning. They get bored. UK is actually is a bit boring. I'm sure you know what I mean, especially if you're coming from Delhi. But it was not too bad.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think I
Mm,
was in London if in 2012 or 2013, if I'm not wrong. And
mm.
the only advice I got was that if you're carrying your brolly in your bag and you look like a tourist, then it's going to get stolen. And I was like, no, how will it get stolen? Second day it was stolen. I didn't even come to know. Someone just took it out.
Really? Okay. It never happened to me. I mean,
But I,
if
I
if you
think I
travel to
looked,
Paris,
I looked like a tourist. And I was like, what is this? Literally like that. So obviously some kids were probably having fun. So they just stole it.
right, right. Yeah. I mean, it rains a lot here. That is the
Yeah,
thing.
it does. It does. Yeah, one of the options for me while moving out of India was it was either Canada or it was Australia. And I was like, I will go to Australia with the sunshine, please. Thank you very much.
Right.
Yeah,
And it
but
has
you're
been like
sorry,
for you it has been for you it has been 1 year, right?
1.5 year now. Yeah. I think the first year
Okay.
I
Okay.
was
Good. Good.
still
Good.
kind of figuring out what to do, how to go about it, because I mean, the number of people here is very few compared to the number of people back home in India. So getting into,
Right.
meeting people, getting into networks and stuff, it's taken me a while. Now I feel like 2026 that, okay, I know what's happening. I know what to do. I have like a
Mm-hmm.
vision of where I want this to go. But first 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, I was like, oh, where have I come? Maybe should I go back? I didn't want to, but also, I'm not someone that has a job in that sense. I've always been a freelancer. So it was a little
Mm-hmm.
different for me in that sense. But first year I was also like, oh, but now that I feel like I figured it out a little bit, I feel a lot better. This year has been quite good actually.
Yeah, exactly. I think after you're used to the life outside uh, India, then you don't really want to go back, or it is a bit difficult
Yeah.
to go back and settle there again. I know what you
How
mean.
have you gone back? Like, do you travel back? How regularly do you travel back?
Uh, I think I lost you for 2 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So I was asking that have you traveled back? Like, how often do you go back?
I do go back to India, I think, a couple of times in a year. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
whenever I get a chance, I go back.
Sure. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So how do you feel? Like, what the difference? Like, do you like when you get back? Because I haven't been back, so I'm curious
Oh,
for to
okay.
know your experience. That when you go back, how does it feel? Does it feel like, oh my God, too many people, or what?
No. I actually, so I think it depends, like on your background. Like I am from Delhi and I love Delhi. I, of course, enjoy the chaos and, of course, the food. So
Yes.
whenever I go back, I'm always happy. But usually when I travel for more than a month, the initial two weeks are fine. But after maybe 3 weeks, by third or fourth week, I just want to go back to the UK. But I'm always looking forward to go back.
Yeah, I am too, but I'm still thinking from that mindset of an Indian who doesn't yet have a PR because my visa conditions
Mm.
are that I need to be in South Australia for 3 years. So I'm like, let me do the 3 years. I went to New Zealand for a week also, and I was like, oh no, they're going to count it against my stay. So I was like, it's okay, I'll stay for 3 years, then I'll go
Right.
back.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But yeah. Mm.
So
But I
how
think if you
long
go
have
back
you
after
been? Sorry?
I think if you go back after like a long gap, then you'll find it really different.
I know, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Maza aega. We'll go and see what it is
Mm.
like.
Mm.
So you
Good, good,
opened
good.
SPARXSYS back in India, or did you launch it once you were in London?
No, I started this company in 2010, so that
Okay.
was a long time back, and I was running this company till 2016. Then I got a chance to move to the UK, and
Mm.
it was around 2001. No, not 2001. 2021. I think 6 years ago, 5 years ago, when I started SPARXSYS UK as well, and
Ah,
uh, and I mean, this company is of course quite old, but we were always a small company, and we are still a small company right now. We are 15 people, but
okay.
we are trying to grow nowadays. But it has
Sure.
been, I mean, it has been around 16, 17 years.
Wow, that is so cool. I mean, all of you must be all these like ninja coders and stuff. I am sorry, I don't really understand a lot about code, so you'll have to tell me. I have read what you do, and you've written
Mm.
books on Jira, and I've
Yeah.
read these words Atlassian and stuff, but I don't really understand. So if you had to explain to a layperson what it is that you do, how would you explain it? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I think there was. Yeah, I can hear you. I think there was some connection problem, but I think I got the question. I think you're trying to understand what we do, right? And what
Yes,
is
as a
Jira?
layperson, how would you like explain that? Okay, this is what we actually do.
Right. So essentially, we are consultants, and as we mentioned, as you figured out by looking at our profiles, we basically provide consultation around Jira. So Jira is a tool that is actually being used by almost any company that you can imagine. So any company who's doing anything with people,
Okay.
they are most likely either using Jira or maybe a similar tool. But to give you an example, let us say there is a company with 1,000 people, and they are developing some software or product or an app, and they want to collaborate. They want to do project management. They want to keep track of their work. So
Okay.
Jira is a tool that companies use to
Okay.
basically do project management. So you can
Acha.
actually
Right.
create projects in it. You can assign tasks to people. Then you can track the progress. You can also create reports, understand what is happening with your people and your project as a whole. And we come into picture because we customize the tool based on the requirements.
Okay. Okay. If
Hmm.
if I had to ask you for a similar, the Jira would be a language or is it a tool?
It's a tool.
It's a
It's a
tool.
tool.
So
It's a
is there
tool.
any other tool similar to Jira in the market?
Yeah, there are a lot of tools. There are tools that are actually simple or a bit complicated. Let me give you another example. For example, you must be managing your work, right? Like you have things to do,
Sure.
and I still remember. I think you wrote once that you like crossing off your to-do list. Like
Yeah.
whenever you have a task to do, you just cross it out. So basically, if you have to manage your task, either you manage manage it on a piece of paper, or maybe you're using some Excel sheet or Google spreadsheet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that will work for one person, right? Imagine you have to work with 50 other people. So you have to use a tool where you can collaborate and you can work on each other's activities. You can ask them questions. So talking about other tools, there are tools like Trello and MS Project, for example, is
Ah,
also a tool.
okay. Okay, yeah.
Mm.
So I live in a house share. So one of my housemates, she's texted saying it's a great tool. We use it at work. She's also an
Yeah,
engineering kid and she has a job here. I'm surprised she's right next door and she knows about Jira because I
exactly.
had no clue. So cool.
Good,
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Interesting. And
Yeah,
you
so this is essentially what we do. Like anything to do with Jira, we do that.
amazing. And the fact that you've been around for 16, 17 years, it means that you have a
Mm,
really good track record and you have regular clients and people obviously
mm,
understand and know you that you guys are specialists in this,
mm.
right?
Exactly, exactly. And because our company is just a very small company, so we actually rely a lot on our online platforms. I started blogging, I think around 2006 or 7,
Amazing.
and
Okay.
I used to write post on Jira. Then around 10 years ago, I started making a lot of videos as well. And yes, as you mentioned, I have written books as well on Jira. So all the marketing and promotion that we do, it is basically just our content online. And we get
Amazing.
inquiries from people who are looking for some, help on Jira.
That's amazing. Yeah. I keep telling people that social media, as in being online, you
Mm,
use it the way you want to use it. A lot of people, sometimes complain about like, oh, it's causing brain rot and people are doom scrolling. And I always say that
mm.
it's up to you how you want to use it. And, that's a really good example that you guys have literally built your business on word of mouth and referrals in that way. Same as me. Because if I did not
Yeah,
have any presence online, nobody would know that I existed.
exactly. And I think apart from using these platforms, I think, and this is something that I also recommend everyone. I think we all should have our own website or our own way of controlling our content, because
Yes,
you can't just rely on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, because you never really
absolutely.
know. They can block
Yeah.
you, they can delete your content. I think having just a website is more than enough these days.
Excellent advice. Yeah, even I have been giving this advice to a lot of people over the years that you should have your
Hmm,
own owned space because tomorrow any of these platforms, like so many platforms when we started, they don't exist
hmm,
anymore. MySpace, Orkut doesn't exist anymore. People had invested so much time and creating a lot of content. Like I remember I spent a lot of
hmm,
time on Orkut. I used to manage a large community based on the company IDEO. And then, one day
hmm,
Orkut was just gone, and I was like, oh my God, there were all these documents and these amazing discussions. But the content that I put on my blog, that has stayed. Like
hmm.
it's still there till now, and it's been like 22 years. So yeah, you're right. You
Mm-hmm.
should have your own website. I mean, tomorrow if something happens to Instagram, what are you going to do with all the images that you've done? But what would people do with all the videos and reels that they post on Instagram? I think maybe they should, it's okay if they disappear. Did you lose audio again?
Only for 2 seconds. I think you were talking about videos, right?
Yeah, I was saying Instagram reels and all, like where would people save those? And I was being cheeky and then I said that it's okay if they lose those reels, it's fine.
I think it depends. It could be okay, but I'll definitely feel bad because end of the day it is content. So what
Of
I
course.
normally try to do, although I don't really have a lot of followers, but majority of my videos or content that we have, I keep a copy of it somewhere locally,
Oh,
and
wow.
there is actually a platform. I'll probably send you a link. It's uh, LBRY, something like that.
Okay.
uh, what you can do is you can actually sync your YouTube videos on that platform.
Oh,
Uh, it used to work wonderfully well. I think last year they had some issues, but basically it's like a YouTube or whatever you upload on YouTube, it will also go there, and
okay.
it is decentralized. So
Oh,
no,
amazing.
not one user controls it. It's a nice concept, and I think eventually in few years, maybe in near future, it will happen.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a really cool idea. I had no idea. But it's, you know, like I have been posting for a very long time, especially on Instagram. So
Mm.
recently, about a couple of months ago, when I decided to restart the whole thing with, a fresh lens, especially after moving to Australia, one day I sat down
Mhm.
and I deleted 5,000 posts from my Instagram. And, you can select 100 at a time and then you delete it
Mhm.
manually. So I did that and I wiped the slate clean. And then I only kind of
Okay.
republished the stuff that I had already shot in Adelaide because I feel
Mm.
like Adelaide is still, where Delhi used to be 10 years ago. So not everyone is online. Most people are
Mm.
still on Facebook. They don't really use Instagram. Nobody really uses WhatsApp. I mean, it's picking up. So I was like, here people only want to see local content. Like I used to send my
Okay.
Instagram link to people and they'd be like, yeah, but like, what have you done in Adelaide? And I'm like, I've got 20 years of work. But they're like, Nini, what have you done
Mm.
in Adelaide? So that was
Mm.
interesting. So
Mm.
then I just wiped that and I put my Adelaide work, and now I'm slowly reintroducing the work that I've done, over the last 22 years because I've worked on some amazing assignments. So I'm using it
Right.
as, like reintroduction, like, oh, by the way, I've done stuff like this for this brand and stuff
Mm.
like that. So it's very interesting
Okay.
how that works. Yeah.
Okay. Good. 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 Good to know
Do
that.
what do you primarily use your Instagram for?
Uh, to be honest, not much. I think I have this account for a long time, but I was never really sure what to do with it. Instagram was not really very popular when, like maybe 10 years ago when Facebook was popular.
Sure.
And I think nowadays Facebook is totally gone. No, nobody uses Facebook. For
Adelaide,
us,
people use a lot of Facebook, unfortunately.
okay, that is good to know. But
Yeah.
right now I'm just trying to explore. I'm just trying to explore how it can work for us, and I know there is an audience on Instagram, so
Oh,
definitely
of
trying to
course.
explore.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, even for me, like the way I'm creating content these days, I'm doing reels, etc. I've never really done
Mm.
content like this in the past. I used to focus more on like static posts and photographs and only if I
Mm.
was collaborating with a brand, there would be like a script and I would create a video around
Mm.
that. Now I'm doing more talking
Mm.
head videos, more, daily life, more lifestyle related stuff. And I had seen this post on TikTok where there's this guy who gives you advice on how to do social media, and he said you should be posting 30 videos every day for 3 months. And I was like, 30 videos every day? I don't think I'll be able to do, but I will see what I can do. So there are days where I have posted 15 videos in one day. I'm looking at it
Okay,
as an experiment that, okay, let's see what happens. And it's been quite fun actually.
right. And do you get leads or inquiries for
Yeah,
work?
yeah, I do. But it's very random. Like one of the reels I made, which was I was complaining about the milk in Australia because I don't really understand. I
Mm.
mean, now I do, but I was complaining about how I got only 2 tablespoons of cream from 4 liters of milk. And I was literally
Mm.
in the kitchen and I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with Australian milk? And that reel has almost 500,000 views. I've never had any piece
Wow.
of content blow up like that. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I have no idea. And I didn't even think about it
Mm.
when I was posting it. So I got those many views, but I got only about 80 to 90 followers from that. But because of that reel, now I know which milk to get if I want to make cream or butter or ghee. So that was quite
Yeah, I think,
interesting. And then I made another reel related to that in which I said, okay, this is the milk that I really enjoy. And on that, I got about, I think 200,000 views, but I got more than 1,000 followers from that reel. So I'm just, these are all these
okay.
data points that I'm looking at. I said, oh, really popular reel, but I don't think it really brings in the kind of target audience that I would like to have.
Hmm.
So yeah, it
Hmm.
goes viral, yes, but I don't really see that it leads to actual like work in that sense. I did have
Hmm.
inquiries, people saying, "Oh, I saw your milk reel, and you're a photographer. Do you do family portraits?" So I've had a couple of assignments, but not at that scale, that you would imagine that, oh my God, 500,000 views, so you will get like work. Not like that. But it's
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. And what about your website? I think you had one website, right? asi.in, I believe.
Aside.in, oh
I
my
used to-
God, long time ago. I still have the domain, but there's nothing on it. I removed it. Now my website is
Right.
naina.co. So all my,
Okay.
not all, but most of my work that I have done from the beginning is still there. It's
Hmm.
the whole blog
Hmm.
and all my client work, everything is still there. And sometimes I think that maybe I should, kind of reduce it because I pay a lot of money for the hosting for that throughout the year.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
think, if I remember correctly, I think you used to share those logo creation
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. That's what,
posts
I
and
used to make those and put them online, and that's how I got clients. I had clients from the UK, I had clients from Europe, and I remember the first logo I designed for someone abroad. They were like, "Oh, we'll give you 400 euros." And in that time, 400 euros, I was like, "Oh, wow, like this is like 5 months of rent. This is amazing." So I
mm,
still remember those days, fun times.
yeah, exactly. Definitely.
Yeah,
Because I used to follow those blog posts and, learn a lot. Because I also did some logo designing, graphic designing work long time back. So
amazing. Okay.
I really used to, read and follow and, get inspiration from those posts.
So cool. Yeah, I used to actually publish the full case study, going from the brief to the
Mm.
sketches to the
Mm.
iterations and then like the final product. So it was a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun doing that. I don't think I have the
Mm.
patience to create logos now. The market
Yeah,
has really changed.
I know, I know. But how do you get time to write everything in detail? Because I think publishing a final logo is one thing, but like sharing the entire journey from the initial
Yes, and
draft
that time
and
I had a lot of time in those days. And it was like you did like maybe two assignments or three assignments a month, and it was good enough to
mm,
last for 6 months. I didn't need to do anything for 6 months. So I had plenty of time.
right,
Yeah, now it's
right.
different. Now I don't think I have the patience to actually interact with the client and go through the whole process of branding. I don't have the patience to
Mm.
do that anymore. And I feel
Okay.
like there is larger companies, they always tend to go to ad agencies to get their branding done, or branding agencies. Smaller
Mm.
companies don't really always have a budget. Like in India, a lot of clients used to tell me that, oh, our printer will make the logo for 200 rupees. Why are you asking for 2 lakhs? So it used to be,
Yeah.
that kind of experience. So at some point I was like, okay, this is not really working for me, although I enjoyed it a lot. But
Mm.
yeah, then I segued into photography, and of course, the whole influencer thing, and brands started calling, and it's been one huge roller coaster ride. Life has been really good. Did you lose me again?
Yeah, I
usually,
think there's some problem.
usually my network is actually quite okay.
Yeah, it could be something to do with Instagram, but it's okay. You're back.
Yeah, so I was saying that life has been a nice roller coaster ride. So it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Good, good,
And
good,
I
good.
saw I saw on your profile on LinkedIn that you also know a little bit of French.
Yeah, a little bit. So I have been to France a couple of times. I mean, more than a couple of times, especially because I worked with French in the past. I worked for a French company. So I was, just curious. And when I went to the Paris, like France in general, for the very first time, I was lost. The way they write, the way they speak. I mean, even if you know a little bit French, you really need to know how to pronounce it. But
Yeah.
uh, I decided to learn it. I did spend like 6 months learning it, and I was never really good in it. And now I don't get a chance to practice it. Maybe I should
Okay.
try to go back to it. But yeah,
I
only a little bit, not really a lot.
Sure, yeah. No, I just saw that and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wanted to know how did that happen? Because for me, French was, so we had it in school. And
Hmm.
after sixth standard, you could choose between French, German, and Sanskrit. And I was like, I don't want to learn Sanskrit. German is as complicated as Sanskrit. Let's do French. So I joined
Right.
the section that had French, and they taught us, but they barely taught us. I don't know what they were teaching us. I knew all these words, but I couldn't like construct a sentence or I couldn't have a
Hmm.
conversation in that. And since then, I've
Yeah.
always had this like, oh, maybe I should learn French, but I don't think I've ever seriously committed to it. So I don't really know a lot of
Hmm.
French. Just the basics of, like hi, hello, and that's about it.
Yeah. I think for me, it really helped me because when I moved to the UK, I actually moved here to work for a company that was actually a French company.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I was talking to when I was talking to the CEO, I think he preferred me because I knew a little bit of French. So I think
Yeah,
that helped.
these things definitely help for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've
Mm.
never really felt confident enough to say that, yes, I know French. I'm just like, I know the basics, but that's it.
Mm.
But it's always nice
Exactly.
yeah, I have been thinking about it. And now, but I'm, working and focusing on building my vision for living in Adelaide and working here.
Mm.
So now I'm like, oh, maybe
Mm.
once I get to a certain point, then I will think about it. But I would
Mm.
love to learn French. I think it would be fabulous.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Same here.
How did you get into cycling? Can you hear me?
I think I lost you. I think you were asking how did I get into what?
Cycling.
Cycling. Yeah, that was, I loved cycling. I mean, I don't really cycle a lot these days, but when I was in Delhi, I used to, just do cycling with my friends, and we actually formed one group, one community. It was called as Delhi Cycling Club. We still have it, by the way. It's on Facebook. It's a big community, and we used to organize, cycle rides in and around Delhi, but not anymore, unfortunately. I need to get
Yeah,
back to
that's
it.
pretty cool. I mean, I think those were the days when a lot of us were trying to build these communities online, and then things just
Mm.
kind of took off and became
Mm.
impossible to manage.
Yeah. To be honest, it is. I won't recommend cycling in Delhi. It's too dangerous.
Of
Uh,
course.
and I think it is okay if you're cycling with maybe your friends. But I know some people who actually they think that they can actually go to the office daily every day. I don't think it's a good idea.
I mean, it would be nice, but even I don't think it's a good idea. Not in Delhi.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's
Exactly.
cool. Like, I mean, I here in Adelaide, like, there's a huge cycling community and people cycle to work
Hmm.
and stuff. So I like that. I think that's one of the aspects I appreciate about abroad in that sense that the quality of life is very different.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. I agree. I totally agree.
So how many hours a day do you actually work?
Well, when you run your own company, you unfortunately have to work all the time. So it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
usually
true.
around, it's usually around 12, 13, 14 hours usually.
Sure. And is everyone based in the UK or do you have like teams and people all over the world?
No, I mean, it's mostly in the UK. So in the UK, we have three people, and around 12 people they are in India, and they are actually all over in India. We're trying to actually set up, an office in Delhi. In fact, we had an office, but currently we are all distributed all over
Sure.
India.
Okay. Okay. So what do you do the other time that when you're not working? Do you get time to do anything else or do you just rest and relax?
I mean, to be honest, last few months, in fact, last maybe 2 years, I don't really think I have done anything else. So it's mostly working or traveling or mostly working and traveling. That is it. So when I'm in India, when I'm in Delhi, I do get a chance, to relax a bit, and of course, meet family and friends and go out with friends. But that is it. It's mostly
Ah,
work, which is not a bad thing, to be honest. I don't really complain about it.
sure.
Uh, it's really, I think once you are into your own business and you're really enjoying what you're doing, I mean, I don't really feel like I'm working. I find it fun for some weird reason. I
Sure.
don't know, but. but
No,
it's not bad.
no, it's totally relatable. I understand. For me, I think the difference was that when I was in India, I was constantly on the go. It was constantly like, go, go,
Mm,
go. There's so many things to do. Like the days were really full. But and I was already kind of wanting to slow down, and COVID kind of made that possible. And then I completely
mm,
switched jobs. I went from, photography and blogging, and I went and worked at a hotel for a year and a half. And
mm,
a year after that, then I moved here. So when I actually moved here is when for the first time in my life, I was like, okay, I am taking a
mm,
break. It was very
mm,
difficult to do that because I'm so used to just being on the go all the time. And here I was, okay, I need to sit in silence for 10 minutes. And I could barely do
mm,
2 minutes initially. Now I can do a much
mm.
longer time and I'm comfortable with it. But yeah, it was very interesting being able to take that break. And now I feel like I have a little bit more energy kind to get back into, the swing of things. So that helped a lot.
Right. Right. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm also looking forward to it. In fact, I was supposed to travel to Dubai next week, but I have to cancel it. Unfortunately, I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to it.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
because of the situation right now, I mean that's everyone knows about it and everyone is like, don't travel, don't travel. And I saw someone,
mm.
do you use this platform called Threads?
A little bit. I mean, I know that whenever you are doing something on Facebook or Instagram,
Instagram.
and if you click on some link, it will take you to Threads.
Yeah.
But
You can post
never
to
really.
Threads as well. Threads genuinely reminds me of Twitter of the old days. So there's a lot of
Mm,
like text happening and it still hasn't gone down the drain in terms of, political stuff. So on Threads, I
right.
was reading about someone saying that, oh, I'm flying to Dubai tomorrow. Can someone on
Mm,
ground tell me what the situation is like? And she had like thousands of comments saying, are you crazy? Why are you going to Dubai? And stuff like
mm.
that. And I was like, oh, okay. On ground, people from Dubai, they were saying that if you actually post photographs or write about the situation, the government is arresting you. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Did you lose me again there? I'm
No, you're
thinking.
back. It's okay.
I'm just thinking that it's probably not a good idea for me to do a live podcast after this late in the evening because everyone is
Mm.
back from office. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear
everyone is
you.
back from office and everybody is online. So I should probably do it a little earlier before people come back. But here the office culture is also, 5 o'clock, everyone's out. So,
Yep. True.
shops and all on the outskirts, they'll close at 5 o'clock. So you have to do your
Mm.
grocery shopping before that and things like that. So everybody's back at 5 and now I have to make sure that internationally I'm like either I will do it early in the morning so that it's okay for you. But otherwise this
Right.
seems
Right.
like a really bad time. I think everyone is like watching movies or Netflix or something, I'm sure. And this is when I told
Mm.
everyone that I have a podcast at 8 o'clock, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mm.
Yeah. So what else
Good.
do you
Good.
do in
Good. Good.
your
So
spare?
you're enjoying Adelaide. Is where exactly is Adelaide? It's like if you look on the map of Australia, it's like somewhere in the south, right?
Yes, Adelaide is in South Australia. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
sorry, you was
how's the weather? I think it must be getting now colder, right? There.
yes. I mean, it's still kind of warm. Like today, I had gone out for a meeting and I was like, my God, why is it so hot? I didn't expect it to be so hot because it's supposed to be getting into like
Mm.
autumn, but then it rained in the middle and then again the sun came out. So it's heading in the direction of winters for sure. What's it like in the UK
Okay.
right now?
Right now it is not too cold. I think we are just waiting for summers, but it's okay. It's comfortable. The temperature
Yeah.
right now, I think it is around 8 degrees.
Oh my God, that is cold. I'm still not
Mm.
used to temperature even in Adelaide. I'm still in Indian temperatures. I'm like, oh my God, 8 degrees, very, very
Mm.
cold. Nice, interesting. How long did it, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How long did it take you to get used to like, the weather or the lifestyle once you moved to London?
So weather-wise, I think it is not too bad. I know people think that it is really cold here. It is cold. It is definitely cold, but it is never really too cold. I think during winters it is never really uh, minus more than -2, -3.
Okay,
Uh, I think cold along with the rain is a problem, but it is not too bad if you compare
sure.
it with Canada. But overall, I don't really think I took a lot of time to adjust because
Nice.
I just go to the. I mean, you just go to work and you come back. It
True,
is
that's
just like
true.
any other big city.
That is true. That is true. what was the last book that you wrote? Has it been a while, or have you published something recently?
Not recently. I'm trying. I think the last book that I wrote was probably maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
Um, and I have been trying. In fact, I have like a couple of books that are actually in draft, but I
Okay.
don't have time to finish those books.
Oh,
I really
wow.
want to. Maybe next year, maybe this year. I don't know. But it has been a while.
Sure. Okay. And is it, I mean, I don't really know about the publishing business, but is it easy to
Hmm.
get your books published? Because especially you've been around for a while and you have published a number of
Hmm.
books.
Hmm. It is. I think it is not difficult, but I don't really want to say it is easy as well because you have to really dedicate yourself. You really have to spend time, organizing everything and making sure that you're working with the editors.
Sure.
So you have to be prepared. You have to spend time.
Sure.
But it is not rocket science. Anyone can do it if you really want to do
How
it. If
many?
you have content,
You've written what, 7, 8 books, right?
not really 7 or 8. I think maybe four. Maybe four. I think.
Acha, okay. Yeah, so I
Hmm.
mean, you're experienced in that. So it's not like this is new for you. So you have been doing this for a while.
Yeah. So along with the being an author, I have reviewed I think around maybe 3 or 4 books, which is basically you work with the editor and you just go through the chapters that you are supposed to proofread or
Okay,
technically correct. But yeah, I have experience in around 7 or 8 books as a whole.
nice.
So I think writing book was probably one of the best things that I did because it really got me a lot of inquiries and when you're talking to someone and they know that okay, this guy has written a book on Jira, then he must be serious. So that was
Ah,
really helpful.
that's you make a very interesting point there. Yeah, that is true. Huh. So, but genuinely, I feel that you have expertise in Jira, which is why you were able to write the book. I mean, yes, structuring it and putting it together, of course,
Mm,
that's a different type of work, but it's only because you
mm,
were actually an expert, which is why you could write the book. So that
exactly.
association that, oh, you've written a book, so you
Mm,
must be an expert is
mm.
actually true.
Yeah, that is true, but I think it also helps uh, in getting more leads. Like people will take you a bit more seriously, especially when you're a small company, because
Sure.
we are too small, so we have to basically rely on these things. Like okay, although we are small, but we know what we are doing, and we have experience of doing it, and we have written books. So people will, of course, appreciate, and they will not feel less confident in giving you work or a
Sure.
project.
Sure. Is this something that you like? Do you get invited to give speeches or keynotes or something? Is that something a part of that's part of your industry?
You're talking about speaking?
Yes,
Uh,
public speaking. Yeah, like do you get invited to do keynotes or any kind of speeches?
uh, I have done it in the past. Lately, I have no time to do it, but people keep on asking me, please attend our event and come and speak about something. So I've done it, not really a lot, but when you go to an event, you have to basically spend time. You have to prepare. I don't have
Yes.
time to prepare. I don't have time to travel to an event for just a half an hour speech. But yeah, I've done
Absolutely.
that. I think it is also something that some of us, especially someone who's trying to build a company, I think they should do it. But you
Yeah.
have to find time. That is a problem.
Honestly, all this stuff that you've been saying, to me, it sounds like you need an assistant. Did you hear what I said?
No. I think I lost you for 3 seconds.
I said that whatever you've said so far, to me, it sounds like you
Hmm.
need an assistant.
I mean, to be honest, I have a team. I have a team of 15 people. So this is something that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to not do everything on my own and
Sure.
delegate work as much as I can. It
Yeah.
is working, but it is difficult. It is really difficult to let go of things. I still like to do things on my own,
I
but
understand.
because now I'm trying to grow a company, I want to delegate. For example, I still make my own graphics if I have to design a YouTube thumbnail,
Oh my
which we don't
God.
really do, but I still do it.
Wow, that is so cool because I design zero graphics for my YouTube. I just make the video. Sometimes I don't even select the opening screen. For me, I think all my life the priority has been to publish it. So even if I feel that it is 80% done, I'm like, isko nikalo. Like, let's just publish it and forget about it. Because I feel that if it's relevant for someone, one person will see it and then they will spread the word. That's how it usually works. I don't think about all the
Yeah.
cover things and everything. I know not everyone
Yeah.
is like that. Most people spend a lot of time thinking about the cover image, and I know that there are advantages to it. But it just works for me
Yeah.
because I don't have a team and I don't have an assistant, and I'm just like, publish. Bye bye.
Yeah, I know. And we're actually trying to hire one dedicated video and graphics editor. We
Okay.
were actually working with a freelancer, but now we are actually thinking, okay, now it's the time. We need someone full time.
Excellent. Acha. Okay. That's very nice. Clearly, it shows that, your company is growing. So that's very good. Good to hear that.
Yep, yeah, trying really hard.
So I have a bit of a personal question. And if you're not comfortable answering, don't answer. But how did the photo that we've used on your announcement thing, with your hair and that headshot is really, really good. Like how did you decide to grow your hair? Was there a particular reason about it? Were you tired of just getting a haircut or things like that?
Well, it is actually really expensive to get a haircut here in the UK.
Here also,
but
Australia also.
I think it was mainly me who was who really wanted to have long hair. So no
Okay.
other reason.
Amazing.
But I think COVID helped because I think during COVID everything was closed, so there was no option. So I just decided to let it go, and now I'm happy with it.
Wow, that's very interesting because I saw that photo and even on your Instagram, that's your display photo. And I was like, that is such a great headshot. Because I think a lot of people, especially men, you don't really have that option of, what to do with your hair. Everyone has that short hair and it's cropped, and maximum you'll have guys with short hair with lots of gel in their hair. So when you see someone with an image like that, and it doesn't look like it's trendy, it looks very professional. So it's not very common to see, headshot like that. So I compliments on that, by the way. Good stuff. I like it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm also an aspiring photographer for so many years. I have like so many cameras lying around here, but I used my phone to take that picture.
No way! It's a self-portrait.
Yeah.
Oh,
The front camera
wow.
of the phone. But of course with the light, I do have like some professional lights. So
Sure. But that's
I use
amazing.
lights.
Ravi, that's excellent. That's a very good picture. Like you nailed it. So good. Wow. Okay. That's what I tell a lot of my clients also, that the best camera is the one that you have. But which ones do you have? Which ones do you enjoy using?
So I have one Nikon. I think let me show you. It should be here somewhere. So this one is my uh, no, it's not Nikon. It's Lumix, Panasonic Lumix. It's S5. It's a full film camera. I use it only for my like whenever I really want to make decent videos that I want to publish on my Jira channel. This one is
Okay.
something that I use only internally. I mean, to be honest, these days it is very difficult to carry a DSLR, especially when you have a decent mobile phone with a
Yes.
good camera.
Yes.
Then I also have a couple of Canon old DSLR cameras which I
Okay.
use randomly. But yeah, that is it. Mostly it is just my mobile phone or maybe an action camera if I have to use once in a while.
Nice.
But it's mostly mobile phone these days.
So which mobile phone do you use? Like, do you recommend something that's really good quality for like photos and videos?
No, I mean, I think these days every phone is good enough. I have this Chinese Xiaomi phone, which is really good. I mean, but I think these days you can buy any phone.
That
I don't
is
really think
true.
there is any specific phone or camera that you should be looking for.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I totally agree. Like, that's why whatever device you have, just use it. Essentially, that's the idea. I had someone was
Yeah.
asking me recently that, what starter camera do you recommend? Because I get that question all the time. And I was like, if you are really looking to get into DSLR photography, I was like, focus more on the lens. The camera, any camera, if you put a really, really good glass on it, you will get good photographs. So then they were like, oh, which
Yeah.
lens should I start with? And I was like, what do you want to shoot mostly? And they wanted to photograph their baby. They have a new baby. And I was like, for people photos, I feel that the best lens you can get is 50 mm 1.8. It is dirt cheap and it is so good. And for anybody,
Yeah.
at that level, you should just get it and get started. But I was like, honestly, if you ask me, I would like a 35 mm 2.8 or a 35 mm 1.4, but that costs an arm and a leg. So I was like, that's up to you. If you have
Yeah.
the budget, you should buy it.
Yeah.
Because
For,
35 mm is like the field of vision for a human eye. So that's the idea, that
mm,
you then just, you know what you're shooting. It looks very familiar in that sense. So framing is a
mm.
little easier in that.
Yeah. Photography is a really expensive hobby.
Yes, it is. But it's,
Mm,
I feel like I've done so many assignments that I think it's paid for the cameras like 100 times over. It's not, an issue
mm.
anymore. But then again, I've been shooting for 22 years also, and that is my job. But my cameras I've had these cameras for a very long time now. Nikon D810 and 800. And full frame
Okay.
DSLRs, yeah. I've been thinking of switching to mirrorless, but I haven't had that motivation that, there's so much work coming in
Mm.
that I can actually make that switch. So I'm still figuring out my base here in Australia first. Let's see how it goes.
Good, 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 good.
And for
Yeah, good to
videos
know.
also, you
You're
use the
still
Lumix
doing
camera, I
those
think.
photography workshops? I think you did.
Photography workshops. No, actually, I've never really done photography workshops. I think I've done one for the DLF Foundation. They have a kids' school where they sponsor children. So I'd done that, was a photography workshop for the kids, but I've never done a photography workshop in my life.
Okay. Because I remember looking at your pictures, I think where you were in a classroom setup with people. I think that was some training or a workshop or something else.
No, for kids, I've done the photography workshop, but the workshops I used to do in Delhi, Gurgaon were brand building
Okay.
workshops. So in that, I
Okay.
used to take portraits of the people who used to attend as like a, freebie, that if you come to the workshop, I will take a professional portrait for you. So that's why I used to have the camera with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I miss that. I used to enjoy doing those, workshops on ground, actually meeting people, and small, like 8 to 10 people only. But let's see, yeah, we might end up doing it here in Adelaide, you never know. Do
Mm.
you conduct any
Good. Good.
workshops?
Yeah, mostly around our field. Like, for example, if I have to talk about or if you have to promote something or talk about a topic. So from time to time we do, but not lately. In the last couple of years, I don't really think we have done any proper workshop, but we do.
Okay. And why is that? Is that because you guys are really busy with client work?
Yeah, mostly client work because we are 90% of what we do, we are primarily services. So it's mostly client work. We're also trying to build our own products. But yeah, we are too busy for doing anything else.
What do you mean by your own products? Like what can you give me an example? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was
So I think
asking
you were
what
asking
kind
about
of, yeah, what kind of products
products.
are you talking about?
So remember, I mentioned we customize Jira.
Mm-hmm.
So when you customize Jira, you basically do automations and tweak it based on the requirements. But within Jira, you can also have apps. So just like you have an app on your phone, you
Okay.
can also have apps in Jira to do something very specific. And that app is basically a product which you can sell to other companies.
Of course. Acha. So you
Mm.
guys are also trying to develop that, essentially.
Yep, yep,
But have
yep,
you actually
exactly.
developed something and sold it, or these are still things you're working on, but you have so much client work that you're too busy to actually do it?
So we have not sold it, but we have launched a couple of apps. So there's a marketplace where you can publish your apps
Yep.
and you
Okay.
can promote it. But and last year we did publish one app. This year we actually have plans to publish around 5 more apps.
Oh,
So this is
amazing.
something that we want to do this year.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. Whenever you do that, you reach out to me. I would love to see what are these apps. Fascinating.
Hmm. Yeah, these apps are basically solving a problem in Jira.
Yep. Yep. Got it. Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, see, the thing is, for someone like me, I don't really end up
Hmm.
using it. And even if I am using it, I probably don't know that
Hmm.
it comes from Jira in that sense. But there are people who know this. Even in the podcast now, for example, whatever we've talked about, there are going
Hmm.
to be people who are going to be like, yeah, like, why are you talking such basic stuff? Because I'm like, I don't know all this
Hmm.
stuff. That is why it's so basic.
Well, even you can give it a try if you have time. Whenever you have time, you can just try it out. I've seen people posting online. They use Jira to plan their wedding or when they are
Oh,
building a house, they basically track the work in
fair
Jira.
enough. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm,
Yeah, project wise. I
mm,
think for me, most of
mm.
my projects are not that complex. It's a
Yeah.
photography assignment. You're clear about what you need to shoot, and
Mm,
usually the things I shoot happen in real time. So it's a
mm,
event, or it's a fashion runway. So it's like done. You go, you shoot,
mm.
and you're done in like 20 minutes, or maybe it's a 3 hour event. So I
Yeah.
don't really need to plan anything. I'm like, yes, I have my 2 cameras, I have my 3 lenses. What lights will I need? I
Mm,
go need to see,
mm.
see the place, but that's it. Zyada kuch hai nahi. So probably that's why I've
Exactly.
not really looked at anything. How are
Yeah.
you? How are you guys integrating any AI into what you do, or that's not part of what something that you do?
We have to. There is no option these days. We have to.
Yeah.
So, for example, instead of using the UI of the Jira, like Jira is a tool that you interact with on a browser.
Okay.
But instead of using the browser or instead of doing some clicks, you can simply ask a question. Like you can ask Jira, show me all the tasks assigned to me that
Oh
are due today.
wow. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's a very simple
Oh, okay.
example, but AI is something which is basically part of what we do now.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, yeah, AI is everywhere these days. I think
Mm,
the
mm,
last time, I mean, even for the podcast, what I do is that, once this live ends, I will publish it on
mm.
Instagram as it is, because Instagram doesn't allow you to do any tweaks. So I'll mark you as
Yeah.
a collaborator. If you want, it will show up on your feed. And then I go to my laptop and there are these tools where you can say, oh, download Instagram Reel. So I download
Yeah.
the Instagram Reel, and then I put it on this AI thing called Opus Clip. So basically, what it
Okay.
does is that it splits the video into, it gives me a lot of these short videos. And from one hour video, you can get like 30 to 40 short videos. And then I can decide which ones I feel are more relevant. And then I keep posting those on my social media profiles. Because otherwise,
Yeah.
looking at a 1 hour video, so I have to go back and look at the whole thing again. And then every time I need to
Mm,
stop, I need to clip. So it's a long process. But otherwise, with Opus Clip, I just upload it, and it's like it'll happen in the background. You go, you come back, and then you can make a little bit of tweaks. It does the
yeah.
captions, it does the title of the file, so that if that's what you want to use, in the captions when you post on Instagram, that's one of my use cases. The other thing is that it also gives you a transcript of the entire conversation for the whole hour.
Exactly.
Then you can take that
Exactly.
transcript, and you put it into like Claude AI, because that's what I use, and you ask it to
Mm,
summarize. And it summarizes it
mm.
into like 4 or 5 paragraphs. I go through it, I make some changes, if whatever required to be done. And now I make a blog post out of it. So I'm like, this is so cool. I don't have to listen to the whole thing all over again. And obviously,
Mm.
you need to look at it and you need to work with it. It's not like you just put it and it happens. But I find AI quite fascinating, and like any other thing, it's a tool to use.
Yeah, yeah. And internally also in our company, we recently started using these AI-based tools. So all our meetings are recorded, and there is a transcript. So we can just ask AI, uh, tell us what happened in the last quarter, and it will give
Amazing.
us one report of everything. So this
Excellent.
is something that AI can do, and of course, it will save time. It is not always accurate, but it gets
Huh.
better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, for example, this conversation, this is not like where you
Mm,
need the exact figures or the exact dates. It's a
mm,
conversation. And then you kind of
mm,
summarize it, and it does actually pick up all the important parts, which I think is absolutely great. I mean, we've all grown up writing essays in our schools and colleges, so we know how to do it, but this is far
mm.
more convenient, and it allows me to look at it and then assess it, that, okay, did it actually make a summary in the way I remember the conversation
Mm.
or not? And then accordingly, you can, make changes. I find that really good use of AI.
Exactly. And you can probably ask AI to create a blog post out of it using the transcript and publish it on your blog.
Exactly. Yeah, because the 1 hour transcript, it has so much text. I just put it into Claude and I say I need a blog post. And I have
Mm,
copy pasted examples of the blog post earlier of like how I usually use language and how I usually
mm,
structure. And I said based on
mm.
this format, because it saves memory. It says that, yeah, I've seen your blog post earlier. And then on that basis, it creates 4 or 5 paragraphs. So it's excellent. I really like that.
Mm. Good, good. Yeah, good to know.
Cool. So we have 5 minutes left. We have been talking for 55 minutes. And I just wanted to know if there's something you wanted to talk about or mention about your work or anything else that you would like the audience to know.
No, no, all good, all good. I think it was really nice opportunity talking to you, and I know we have been in touch through online blog post, but now we are talking to each other. I think after
I know,
so many
this is
years.
so
So
good. Yes, yes, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for coming on because honestly,
mm,
I want to talk to people and it's nice to actually talk to someone that you've
mm,
kind of known online for such a long time. So yeah,
mm.
I appreciate that. When you texted me, I was like, oh my God, that would be so cool. We have never had a conversation.
So exactly. So that is it. I think thanks a lot for having me. I really want to thank you for that.
Oh,
And
you're most
of course,
welcome. Thank you for coming on. This was fun.
I'm trying to, as you asked me earlier, I'm trying to figure out how Instagram works. So maybe you can give me some pointers later on.
Oh, anytime. Are please, anytime. You can text me anytime and ask if there's something I can help with. More than happy. Just don't ask me how the algorithm works because I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good, good.
And nice talking to you. And I will, let you know how everything gets published. And please stay in
Sure.
touch. Expect a LinkedIn invite now because now yes, finally now I know you and I can connect with you on LinkedIn.
I think I lost you for 2 seconds. I think you were saying expect something.
I was saying expect an invite on LinkedIn now because now I've met you in that sense in person and now we should connect on LinkedIn.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, thanks a lot. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ravi.
you.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.